Hello everybody, welcome back to the Pocket Dimension. I'm Ryan Matthew Harker, and in this episode I'm going to continue my dive into Frank Miller and Walt Simonson's Robocop versus Terminator. My last video I ran through issue 1 and issue 2, and so this is a 4-part miniseries, and so today we're going to start off with Robocop versus Terminator number 3. Like I said, it's by comics legend Frank Miller writing, and other comics legend Walter Simonson doing the art. So this series came out in 1992, and yeah, there was even a video game made out of it, based on it, the following year, 1993. So yeah, really popular stuff here. We got Steve Oliff doing the covers on the colors on this one, which is funny because I didn't look at who did the colors in number 2. But it was Minash. Let's see. Rochelle Minash, who did, I think I'm pronouncing that right, did the covers in number 1, which I really like the colors in this book. They were pretty awesome. And let's just double check number 2 real quick if she did the colors in 2. Yep. Rochelle Minash did the colors in 2, which I didn't even think to look because I assumed from the way it looked that it was the same. But anyway, these are great books, and so now we've moved on though, and we have Steve Oliff doing the colors. And this, anyone who is familiar with Steve Oliff's work, he started his company Ollie Optics, and yeah, did a lot of coloring for the Image guys in the early 90s. So this was 92. This is probably like right before he started really doing his work with Image. Anyway, so in the beginning of the story, we started off with a warrior in the future fighting Skynet, Flo or Florence, and she I think she ended up being like the last surviving human in the Resistance, and she somehow finds out through this reimagining of the Skynet mythos that Robocop, Alex Murphy, Robocop, his mind was somehow connected to Skynet, which caused Skynet to become self-aware and start its war on humanity. So Flo, before Skynet has a chance to terminate her, goes back in time and, with the plan to seek out and kill Robocop, or Alex Murphy. When she gets into the past and into Detroit City, she finds out that Alex Murphy's already dead, and she doesn't understand how that could happen since he's supposed to uplink with Skynet. And so then she finds out that he was killed in action and used in the Robocop program, and so she goes and kills Robocop. She does do it, and then after that, the timeline starts to change, rewriting all of Skynet's success in fighting and destroying humanity. But at the last second, Skynet sends back some more Terminators who, right at the moment that Florence kills Robocop, and they stop her from killing Robocop. And so then they shoot her, and Robocop saves her and drives off the Terminators. And long story short, they have they get together. She tells him what's going on. They have a big battle against the Terminators. And yeah, at the end of issue 2, Robocop has destroyed the Terminators. So anyway, here we are, issue number 3. And what do we got here? Well, we got some Terminator starships. Victory, planet Earth is saved. The last of the whimpering, chittering infection is gone. Humanity is dead. So we're starting off with Skynet having won the war. Humanity and all the rest, all the buzzing, twittering, dripping, drooling things, the living things, all of it is gone. So it sounds like not only has Skynet killed humanity, but destroyed all life. So, wow. Damn machines. All of it crushed, flattened, processed, converted into naked energy into fuel for the Terminators. Victory. Planet Earth is silent and cold and clean. Planet Earth is organized, but still the mission is not complete. Worlds await, galaxies teeming with life, with chaos, a universe to organize. So Skynet is not satisfied with having destroyed humanity and life on Earth, and is now setting its sights on the cosmos. It wants to purge the universe of not just the solar system or the galaxy, but the universe of life. Pretty ambitious machines, let me tell you. So again, we have some great Simonson art. I mean, man, his work, his ability to draw machines is unparalleled, especially when it comes to space. His work in the Star Slammers, you know, which was his like definitive, breakthrough publication. You know, that he I think it ended up even being his RISD thesis when he was graduating from art school. It was the Rhode Island School of Design. Anyway, like, yeah, you can really. I've been looking through his the IDW did a Star Slammers omnibus, and it's got all of his old black and white stuff, and man, like the original black and white stuff, and it's just amazing. Like watching his art evolve from, like, you know, the beginning of him starting art school, you know, even in just the first year is amazing. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out, and you like Walt Simonson, or you like what you see and you'd like to explore more of his work, definitely definitely pick that up and give it a read, because I haven't even gotten into the modern stuff. I think it might have been Dark Horse that had published his mainstream Star Slammers work, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that too. I'm still in the old black and white stuff, which is awesome. But anyway, great splash, great two-page spread here. Just amazing. You know, these Terminator ships with the big skull in the front. I mean, the ego of Skynet, right? Like, these things are awesome. And, you know, and they're machines too, so they're blasting through space and they're just hanging out on the hull of the ship, you know, no problem. You know, like sailing these starships like, you know, pirates would have sailed a ship on the seas, you know. Great stuff. Great stuff. Here, let me turn off one of my lights. I feel like I'm getting a shadow on here that wasn't before. I thought I could do better with more light, but see, is that better? Maybe I liked it the way it was. A little more shadow, but a little more light too. So, anyway, like I said, amazing Walt Simonson art. I mean, let me get my pointer here. Look at this. And this is on, you know, newsprint paper too. So it's great stuff. Direct market books though, not newsstand, but still something about the newsprint. I don't know. I print my comic book ridiculous on a glossy paper, but I don't know. Like, I keep refining my process down to more and more traditional methods, and like I might try seeing if my local printer that I print through can do like a newsprint edition, because I would really love to see it on something like more traditional paper style. But anyway, you know, Simonson and his art. I mean, this is a pretty sweet splash page. We go from this epic 2-page spread here to this great splash, and I mean, look at the detail. This is just amazing. And Simonson has this very distinct and unique rendering style that is just amazing. I mean, his line work, I can't get enough of it. It's awesome. And yeah, so this is where we ended off in the last issue. Robocop was all battle damaged. He's missing an arm. His armor is all chewed up, and he's got the head of the Terminator. There was 3 Terminators that they were battling. Here's Florence, or Flo, with her plasma cannon that she built from parts she scavenged in the past. And then this is Dr. Mary Severin or something. I can't remember her last name. Marie. It's Marie something though. She's the mechanic doctor lady that looks after Robocop. So anyway, so we start off, Skynet has won because they're, you know, going off into the universe to kill more life. But then we go back in time, the aftermath of a furious duel between Terminator and Robocop. Robocop, Crime Prevention Unit, Detroit Police Department. Once he was a man, they took that from him, replacing bone and flesh with metal and plastic, merging his human mind with software, making of him the perfect cop, and the unwitting agent of death for all of Earth's billions. It all sounded like madness to Robocop when first he heard it. That Pentagon computers would trigger nuclear devastation, that his mind would provide the spark that would make the Terminators conscious. Madness, but he holds the cold proof in his hand. And then Flo, she says, "Do you understand now? Do you believe me?" And he says, "Yes." And Marie, "No, this isn't necessary. There are other options. Let me run a diagnostic and prepare safeguards to the interface circuitry." So she's like, you know, we don't have to kill Robocop. You know, we can do something else to prevent him from triggering Skynet. Theoretically, a solution could be found on a synaptic level that would prohibit any forcible oof. And Flo just punches her. "You aren't what I expected, Robocop. You saved my life. But that doesn't change anything. I've seen what will happen, what you'll cause to happen. I haven't got any choice." And he says, "Closer, step closer. Your weapon is not dependable. You might only have one shot. My brain, ma'am. Destroy it." So anyways, she's powering up. And though Robocop is more machine than man, only a human could be so noble. And she powers down and said, you know, agrees there's got to be some other way. And the Robocop, you know, he's like, "Nope, no other way." So he walks off. You know, this is some of my favorite, you know, small, well, here, there's a good spot of it. But Simonson's line work and the smoke, you know, this is one of my favorite things to look at. Like, that rendering, I don't know, it's like not a lot of line weight to it. I mean, there is in spots, but you know, it's all kind of the same thickness lines in a lot of places. I wonder what he's inking with, like rapidograph maybe, or I mean, I suppose it could be fine liners, but 92, like fine liners weren't as big of a thing back then, you know, like, but I suppose he could just be using a Hunt 102 maybe, because I mean, he is getting some line weight to it, like variance. Oh, I don't know. His layouts are phenomenal though. I mean, look at this shot. I love how like the panel, part of the panel border is the speech balloon. I've always enjoyed that kind of stuff. So he's at the cemetery. He goes to his own grave. You know, there's a lot of, you know, it's Frank Miller's story, so it's not just straightforward, you know, good versus evil, Terminator, Robocop, you know, destroy, fight storyline. You know, there's some humanity to it. I mean, they get into this and, you know, he's visiting his own grave and, like, you know, going through, you know, the emotions of what he's got to do, you know, to prevent this. For he has seen the future, you know, the millions of humans dead. Look at this pit of bodies and, you know, barcodes, you know, because totally Skynet, you know, just Gestapo the hell out of humanity. And, you know, oh man, this art though. Let me just look at that shot. Man, I love Walter Simonson's work. So cool. I haven't got a chance to really take a peek at any of his store work that he is popular for, but one of these days I'm gonna have to get into that, check it out. So yeah, so he's seen the future, you know, millions died by fire, they are the lucky ones, you know. He knows what he's got to do. He's, you know, Acme Junkyard, oh, that's a nice little touch, you know. Skynet, just building machines, and oh no, this is in the past. So he's going into the scrapyard. He's scrapping himself. He can die knowing he has done his part. He is at peace with the world. So back at the police station in the interrogation room, Flo's in cuffs. The cops are like, yeah, you're nuts, even though there's the parts right there, and then boom, they just pop out of existence because he's done it. God bless him. Though you made a monster of him, Alex Murphy died a man. The future shockwave. So he did it. He went to the scrapyard and scrapped himself, and it changed the future. The Terminator ceased to exist. Pop, pop. Shockwaves through the time stream, and as if in answer to a billion hopeless prayers, certain death gives way to life. The earth heaves, wild wind rises, sunlight floods the sky, bird calls. So again, Skynet ceases to exist. But Central Command, Skynet's freaking out, calamity, all is lost, unless quickly now pinpoint the source of the disruption. You know, again, they're checking their equipment. They're going to find out where in the time stream they got to go and initiate time displacement. Boom. So it looks like they send a man and a dog Terminator back to the past this time. And back in time, a sunny day, a playground. I got it. And then phew, arrival, sufficient time to prevent disruption. So we're back to where he's at his grave. Robocop's at Alex Murphy's grave, and here come the Terminators. Oh, it's a boy and a dog. So they tricked you, creator. They tricked you into seeking your own destruction. Damn dirty humans. They tricked you. So Skynet knows who he is, and they know that they need him. They are clever things, unpredictable. They tricked you. They put that corpse's face on you and made you want to be human. You are better than them, cleaner, purer. The only purpose they serve is creating you, just as your purpose is to create us. You have a great destiny, to save the world, to organize the world. You will do it. You must do it. Targeting, scan for life forms, none found. You talk too much. Blam. So here's some more of Simonson's art style here with the gun flare around the barrel of the gun when it explodes. Like, this kind of stuff he does with explosions a considerable amount, and it's just, it's wild. It's not like the sharp up, you know, like even if I were to do this, I'd probably make it like, you know, pointy lines. You know, not these roundy, more bubbly lines. It's good stuff though. Really good stuff. All this hatching and rendering in the Robocop's face. And then he's got his hat back on, and the attention to detail. I mean, Walt doesn't skimp. He's always drawn like all the battle damage right back into it. You know, like he doesn't lose the detail. You know, some artists they do that. They'll, you know, they draw it in one place and they don't draw it in another place. But not Mr. Simonson. So boom, shoots the robot, Terminator. Even the dog can talk, and now the dog does the talking. It is madness, not a dog. Yeah, look at that thing. Holy crap! You fire on us to protect the flesh. It is madness. Adjustment of mission parameters required. If the creator seeks to thwart his destiny, then the creator must be subdued, forced to merge with Skynet. So this is what they did in the last issue 2. Same thing. I think they even said it the same way. The creator must be subdued, forced to merge with Skynet. Stage 1, destroy the body. Yep. So they are coming after him, and he's already all fucked up from his last fight with them. System damage, efficiency down to 54%. Yeah. So I mean, he's like almost halfway done, and that thing's trying to wrap him up in its tentacles. Hull breach, system efficiency 31%, motor failure, efficiency 17%, 8%, and the child Terminator is still alive. He says, "We will not kill you, creator. We will make you immortal." You know, every panel is just a delight of detail and design. I mean, I love his art. So here we got a paper doll of Florence in the first 2 books. Every book has one of these. I feel like the next one will be a Ed 209 one, because the first book had Robocop, and then the second one had a Terminator, and now we have Florence. So we'll see what issue 4 has when we get to that. We'll be going through issue 4 of this video as well. So but yeah, cut out around me and around my base now. But yeah, you can fold it back. The Terminator one, it had it where you could like fold on the arms and make them like 3D, like it was pointing its gun at you and stuff. Like so. And this is all art by Simonson. I bet you he had fun making these. I know I would. That's a cool little feature, and I'm lucky to get these books in such good condition and to have these intact, because I don't know, like the little kid in me wants to take it out and cut them out and set them up, but the collector in me is content to just sit and look at them and enjoy them for what they are in the book. So, oh man, look at this. So the Terminators have Robocop's head. They've got his brain, which is what they need. Back at the police station, Florence has been subduing the criminals, because it looks like one guy probably tried to get too handsy, and she looks like she's got a paperclip and wants to escape. But there's gunfire. She's like, she knows what's going on. Even in old Detroit, and in Detroit City, that much gunfire can only mean Terminators, right? So, yep, we got dead cops. She arms herself. You know, the pacing and the storytelling. I mean, between Frank's writing and Walter's art, I mean, it's just some great stuff. So she gets to the mechanic shop where Robocop's usually kept, and Dr. Marie, she's been taken prisoner, and the Terminators are they got Robocop's head. tied into the mainframe. And he says, "You can stop this. Kill me now." And oh, Marie, let go. Marie dies, offering only a hint of the nightmare yet to come. Yep. And Murphy, he's like, "You kill me now." No hesitation. She fires. Terminator catches the bullet, and so she's trying to kill the Terminator, but the Terminator, well, is a Terminator, and she's only human, so he snaps her neck, breaks her hand, breaks her leg, breaks her hand, breaks her neck, and that is it. Yes, Creator, the time has come. As easily as we took apart your body, we now take apart your mind. And so they upload him into the net, and all he can do is watch as the spark of his living mind gives sentience, self-awareness to the software and to the orbiting defense system called Skynet. It is a defense system that now ushers in Armageddon. Armageddon, and he is the cause of it all. Got mushroom clouds everywhere. This is a fun page with his, head with all the little kind of like circuitry all over it. Reminds me of like the Terminator. Is that like where the chip goes in? And then rockets launching, missiles launching, and mushroom clouds. Boom. And this is fun. Again, he's got this like psychedelic line work, man. I wonder if that's because he's a product of the 70s. I don't know. I would have to imagine that Walter Simonson's probably eaten his share of LSD. I mean, look at this. I mean, come on. If he hasn't, then, man, he has just got a natural propensity for the psychedelic and the altered states of existence, because, his art is a definite reflection of that, in my mind, anyway. So Terminator stalked the survivors, tireless, merciless, and he is the cause of it all. Billions die. So anyway, here we are. We're getting through the book. They destroy all the life. He is the cause, and he prays the solution. All that is left of Alex Murphy is a memory encoded to a program. He replicates himself, extracting what is most precious, most human. So he ends up finding a way to separate his consciousness from the machine, or if not like from the machine, but like from the prison of his mind. And as the horrors continue, he flips through the system a computer copy of a human soul. So time and again the Terminator sense him, they hunt him, but he survives, replicating himself more quickly than he can be erased. And the decades rush by like a fever dream. He awaits for the single opportunity. So, and the opportunity comes at last. A faulty security code that fails to guard the command center of a factory. So he ends up, a factory that makes Terminator. So he ends up making himself a body. Or downloads himself into a body, takes possession of it. Skynet knows, and he attacks. Looks like it attacks. Yep. Here's their panic, but he has the tools. He has the time enough for a moment of vanity, using clone flesh to build a face. So he's making his, I think he's making his body now, is what's going on here. And time enough for sentiment, constructing a weapon. He deals with Terminators, and he's blowing stuff up. And oh yep, look at this. Those are some Robocop looking feet if I've ever seen them. Lots of explosives, of course. Gotta have those explosives. And I was saying this in the last video, but Walt's sense of form and his ability to draw these robots is just amazing. I mean, like, look at these. Like, he has the ability to put these shapes together into something cohesive. I mean, look at this cylinder here. I mean, this was a cylinder here, but he turns it into this housing for a piston, and then this other cylinder connected to that, which becomes becomes this gun, and they're these simple shapes that he makes so complex and just brings to life, you know, so well. And you can see it even in these, like, you know, sketchier shots of, you know, of the robots here. You know, each one's a little bit different too. Like, what the heck is up with that guy's face? That is hilarious. That guy kind of looks like Deathlock. Yep, each one of these Terminators is a little bit different, and no reason they should go to waste. The explosives. And so here's the end of the book. Here he is. He's got his face again, you know, because Skynet can do that, grow human tissue and put it over exoskeleton. But yeah, Robocop lives again, and he's got some badass armaments and some flight tech, and, you know, as he roars skyward, rebuilt, reborn, ready to battle a world of Terminators, ready to set things right. So oh, Dr. Giggles. It is like some dentist or something. There was a movie poster for this in one of the other books. I think it was in number 2. And now there's a comic book poster for it there. Well, that's pretty cool. So, Virus, and then Sin City. Fuck yeah. That's awesome. That's a story I haven't, I mean, outside of seeing pinups and, you know, little pieces of it, I have not actually gotten into the books. You know, I've seen the movies, but yeah, definitely, you know, classic stuff that I need to take a look at sooner than later. So anyway, that's Robocop versus Terminator number 3. Now let's kick on over to number 4 here. And here we go. It's kind of like the reverse shot of the last page of number 3. Yeah, a little bit similar, but like a mirrored view of him blasting, you know, but not a copy, you know, not a copy, and still each one is done so amazing. So this book's a little more dinged up than the rest of them, but I got these all 4 of them as a set on eBay, and the first 2 are in really good shape. The third one's not too bad, and then this one is a little dinged up, but whatever. I'm less of a collector than I was when I was a kid, and more of just you know, an appreciator of the art and the craft. So, you know, if my books aren't in the best of shape, it's like, I don't care. I'm gonna like do my best to keep them from getting any more damaged, but if they're a little damaged, well, fuck it. It's good enough. As long as I can still use them for what they were meant for, which was, you know, the enjoyment of reading it. So, this one, Frank Miller, Walter Simonson, Steve Oliff, colors, and then special thanks to Arthur Adams, Adam Hughes, John Byrne, Lynn Varley, Christine Tanaka, and yeah. So here we go. What a sweet way to open up the book. This blacked out panel with just this almost blood spatter looking explosion, you know. Oh, excuse me. Yep, more explosions. So he's got all that armament, and he is just blowing stuff up now. This is kind of some of the stuff I was talking about with Simonson's use of explosions and gun flares and stuff. Like, he's got this really unique design to it. I'm sorry, gotta drink some coffee here. anyway, so we got some people that are still alive, you know, so he hasn't destroyed all of humanity yet. Oh, and this is actually like a revisit. Peace will come. This is the last battle. This is a revisit of the first issue, the beginning of the first issue, because it starts out with the last battle as well. And look at that. There's that same, it's the whole same page. So yep, we're just like starting the story over. So now Robocop is in the future and humanity is having the last battle. See? But instead of them just terminating humanity, Robocop is there stopping them. So things change. Right on. Some more awesome Walt art here. I mean, this shot right here, I mentioned it when I went through the first book. That I really love that perspective behind the raised foot there. And so Robocop, this is another very dynamic pose. Oh, holy moly. Sorry about that. And so he's rebuilt, reborn in this terrible time. Flo, she's like, let's see, ready for war. So, and of course, and the course of time has changed, both on the battlefield and inside the complex the hunter-killer sought to destroy. Here's Flo, and she says, oof, damn it. She will not go back in time, this warrior. She will not try to kill Robocop. She scrambles to see him. She stares in wonder at him. Robocop, rebuilt, reborn in this terrible time. Steely angel of vengeance, pressing his attack. You know, so this is the point where originally she discovered that Robocop gave rise to Skynet, and went back in time to kill him, and now she's witnessing him killing Skynet instead. So, well, that's a sweet splash page right there. Yeah, he's still Robocop, but he's kind of got this like Terminator quality to him. You know, he's like been built with Terminator parts. Got the rocket arm. That's pretty badass. So here comes Flo, here comes humanity. He just saved them where previously in the other timeline they had died. They'd all died. So night comes, the healing time, and the warriors rest. All except one, they sleep. She can't. Who is this creature to save them? What is he? And you know, everybody knows that the Resistance keeps dogs because they sniff out the Terminators. You know, they don't like those Terminators. But here, this dog is totally, you know, hanging out with him. And she says, hanging out with Robocop, but she says, I guess you're not a Terminator, whatever you are. Dogs hate Terminators. Well, the sounds didn't belong together. The hated whirl of servos and the happy rumbling of the dog. Well, because he's, you know, he's not a Terminator. He's a man. With a haunting voice, cold as a Terminator's, but strangely human. I never got your name. Florence Langer. Call me Flo. So, you should sleep, Flo. You are safe. Nobody's safe. So they end up hanging out. And he says, I am your friend. Call me Murphy. She's like, who are you? You're not human. Not exactly. And he's like, no, but I am your friend. Call me Murphy. Her touch is warm. She sags against him, her tension sliding away, her breathing deepening. She sleeps. So she ends up, you know, cozying right up to him quick, you know, just as easy as the dog did. which is interesting because dogs don't like Terminators. And then the dog pops out of existence. Yep. The effects of the disruption manifest themselves. The dog is nowhere now, alive or dead. Time travel is tricky business, unpredictable, because he has changed the course of events. By all rights, Robocop should not exist in this time frame. As soon as the new Matrix forms, he won't. Time travel, tricky business, unpredictable. Time, he can't have much of it left. Perhaps a day, perhaps. And then morning, they're putting stuff together. Hunter-killers, making battle vehicles, blah, blah, blah. Sounds like they're going to be under attack again. He blasts off, and here comes a rocket. Oh, dang. Preemptive strike. He should have expected this. It was logical. A preemptive strike using one of the few nuclear missiles that failed to leave its silo during the war. So, Skynet launches a nuke at him, but it's can't do anything but fly where it's told to. So he disconnects his rocket legs and uses them to refly the missile back where it came. And oh, yep, here's all the Terminators. Sayonara. So, and he's falling back to Earth, burning up in the atmosphere, and she gets to him. He says, "Get me inside the factory now." And he's got to rebuild himself. She says, "You control the junk. You can make it do anything you want it to." And so he starts building a line of Robo Terminators. And they got some Skynet dogs coming in. Oh, and here comes an army of Terminators. Looks like he might have drawn this one image and then duplicated it. Maybe they look pretty close to the same when you start looking at them. I feel like they probably did that, which I've seen that in a few different spots through these books where they definitely did that, so it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, why not? In the digital age, that makes this kind of process fairly easy, and when you're trying to get these books out on time, every little bit helps. I mean, I know doing my books that, God, if I had to keep a monthly schedule, there's like no way I could do it, especially not trying to work my day job. I can only dream that one day I can be a full-time comic book illustrator and be producing monthly, but have the time to produce a monthly book, because it certainly ain't happening now. I've gotten 2 books out in the last 2 years. And well, the second book is just ready for print now, and it's been a little over a year since the last one came out. So, but yep, I was right. Here's the Ed 209 cutout. So, it's funny. Cut out around this unit's figure and base. You have 10 seconds to comply. Pretty sweet. So I mean, like I said, Walt Simonson, though, he draws these, he makes them look easy. So great. So here come the Robo Terminators, though, in response to the Terminator army. And here is an epic splash page, 2-page spread of Robonators versus Terminators. Man, that is beautiful. Definitely the era, like the beginning era of computer generated art. I mean, this is when Steve Olaf was, this was before he started all the optics. But such a good job on it, really. Beautiful page. And so the battle rages on. La da da. Creator, screams the Terminator mind. This is madness. We are one. You are we. We can make a god of you. Do not force us to destroy you. Flo, get clear. Oh, Robocop saves her. She almost got stepped on. Creator at Wars, you betray your destiny. You surrender paradise. We will show you. Enter us. We welcome you. Oh, so he goes in, and there's this computer generated reality that he's now in. You know, like a metaverse, a virtual reality. Sorry, I was having a brain fart there. And where his wife is there, and then Flo's there too, and Alex, you know, the Skynet's like, Alex, you can have it all, you know, like you can just live here, and he's like, it's a lie, I'm fighting it. And he gets out, and Flo's dead though in real life, and then he's like, you are junk, and he's fighting it in the virtual reality. And then Skynet is like, there's still a chance, Creator. You have penetrated us. You may command us to greater glory. We are one. You are we. We will make you a god. And he says, Terminator, shut up and die. So he puts his data spike in there. It says input, die, and just starts telling them all to die. And that's it. They're all dead. They have their closing moment. Flo dies. And then one more trip back in time, where victory in this time, but that's not good enough. One more trip back in time. So here's the cabbie again in the beginning of the first book. When she first goes back in time, she her time bubble pops up in front of this cab and the cab driver, and he's all crazy broad, but then he's like, oh boy, oh brother, you're no broad. Could have sworn I saw a broad there for just a second, but you're no broad, that's for darn sure. I don't know what you are, but I'm giving you no trouble. Okay. So he says the flesh was necessary. He could only travel back covered in cloned flesh. So he's just a blob of flesh, but then he pops that out. All of his humanity is gone now. Every last soft part of it. He is cold inside and out. He is naked purpose, the last order of a program that was once Alex Murphy, cop and man. All that remains is a command. Find Skynet, the orbiting defense system that laid waste to the world and gave birth to the Terminators. Find Skynet before his own mind gave it deadly sentience. Find Skynet and destroy it. So he goes back in time to go into space and destroy the orbital satellite, defense satellite that becomes Skynet. And it will be decades before it can be rebuilt, if ever. So he has won. And so in winning, this version of him has ceased to exist. And so now she wakes up, Flo wakes up, and the future is a utopia. It looks really pretty sweet for only 2032. I mean, we're less than 10 years away from that, and I don't believe that it's going to be looking that nice. But anyway, and now Robocop is Robocop again, and doing his thing. And then in the future, the new time matrix is almost fully formed. Only one Terminator probe has the opportunity to go back. Time displacement equipment is programmed hastily. It hums to life even as it shatters. It is their last chance. It is their only chance. Back in time, before Robocop. hated flesh burns away. The Terminator is ready to scheme to lay the way for its final triumph. But did it arrive soon enough? It scans for life forms. It finds them in abundance. One comes closer. And crunch. Whoops. Skynet went back a little too far back in time. The last nasty little Terminator overshot its mark. Sweet dinosaur. What a way to end it. So there we have it. That is the fourth and final book of Robocop versus Terminator. This is a really great series. Lots of fun to read. I did not reread it, but other than to go through it in this little walkthrough with everybody. But I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed going through it with me. So that's all I have for today, but don't forget that you can buy the comics and novels I create by searching for Ryan Matthew Harker at Amazon.com, or by going to the Pocket Dimension store, .square.site, spelled out. That'll be the pocket dimension store.square.site. That's the pocket dimension store.square.site. I know that's a mouthful, but I'm confident you can get there and help support me as an indie author and illustrator. If you buy my books from Amazon, then you will just get books from Amazon that they print. But if you go to my Pocket Dimension store and buy my books there, you will get paperbacks that I actually publish myself in-house from my little publishing shop that I've set up, my Pocket Dimension Publishing, where I hand build each and every paperback myself. So, you know, if you want a not just a great story, but a book that is a handcrafted work of art in itself, you know, go ahead and hit me up there. You can get standard editions, or you can get what I call the Legacy Edition, which is signed and numbered, and also personalized to you, the purchaser. So yeah, get your copy today, and keep reading comics, keep creating comics, and keep turning other people on to comics. Thanks. See you next time.